and I actually didn't think that he would bite on the move, so I was expecting him to, kind of approach me. And so the reason why I span was because I had the ball in my left arm, and so I was going to stiff arm to keep him away from me and then continue to go on. So I was also kind of off balance. So that's what ended up happening. But
You knew after the game, though. You tweeted the fact that it wasn't the best spin move, so you knew.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. Yeah, I looked at it on people were sending me the clip or whatever, and it looked pretty silly. So.
What's the week been like for you? Sudden fame, NFC Offensive Player of the Week. You hearing from a lot of people?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, that week is over, and we wanted to get into the playoffs. We're here now, and I'm just doing my best to stay focused and focus on the task at hand. That week is over. I appreciate the accolades. I appreciate the support. I mean, it means a lot to me, but at the end of the day, we still got work to do.
In the last month, how has your life changed? I mean, in terms of just like going out to grab something to eat, or people notice you, that kind of thing.
I mean, a little bit, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a homebody. I like chilling at the house, so I kind of stay out of the way, stay out of the distractions, stay away from that kind of thing. But yeah, people are noticing a little bit more.
It seems like you kind of become a fan favorite. Do you get that sense?
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate the support, and I've seen some memes on social media, people tag me in and stuff, so I think that's funny. But yeah.
Why do you think that is that people have connected to you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I've been through a lot getting to this point, and I don't know. I'm just doing my job and just trying to stay true to myself. So.
What are the veterans telling you about this week about playoff football and how much more the intensity picks up?
Yeah, so I mean, coming in last year, going into Chicago, and I was kind of introduced to the atmosphere last year and got to kind of experience it a little bit, have a little bit more of a role this time, but I kind of understand the atmosphere, how everything is kind of heightened, emotions are high, and you really got to pay attention to detail more than ever. Because it's, those little mistakes that can make the difference in a game.
Has it been kind of crazy? Like the first, you only played Seattle like maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago. I mean, I don't think you had to touch that game. Greg was first game from the practice squad. A lot of the guys who were out there on Sunday weren't either on the team or still in the practice squad. Just, how much everything has changed, but like kind of in the sense like how much everything is still the same,
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just... we've had some moving parts. Guys have gone down, guys have had to step up. And at the end of the day, I feel like Carson's just been putting us in good situations. It doesn't really matter who's in there. He's kind of making that thing go. He's our leader, and we have confidence in him, and he's going to put us in situations to be good, and to succeed. So, going into this week, that's what it's going to be.
It seems like since you've been here, the moment's never really been too big for you. Is that a confidence thing, and where does that come from?
It just comes from preparation, just believing in the coaching staff. Deuce has done a great job with just making sure, I stay grounded. I have my mindset, my personal mindset, but also it really helps whenever a coach is invested in you, a coach cares about you, your coach believes in you. And just the way that, he's helped prepare me throughout the week. Like I said, even when I was on the practice squad, he would still ask me questions in the meeting, as if I was playing that week. And so it's just credit goes to him and how well he's, coached me, Miles, everybody in the room, so that whenever those opportunities come, we're able to make the most of them.
Going into draft night, I didn't think of them first, but I'm happy that it got me now, for sure.
What was the Panthers practice squad experience like? I mean, what did you kind of develop, or how did you feel that went this season?
Well, I got to sit behind one of the best running backs in the NFL, so I just try to soak up as much as I can and learn a lot from him, even though I wasn't playing. So every day in practice and at the games and his routine, I tried to really lock in and try to see what he did.
Where do you feel like you were really able to make strides, even if you weren't necessarily, preparing to play Sundays?
Just being a pro in the NFL, I didn't realize how much you actually had to do. So much stuff that I thought I was doing that I wasn't, and just seeing him preparing that way and get the results he's got, it makes me rethink how I do things.
Just what is it like, the fact that you spend all year on the practice squad hoping for an opportunity, and it comes, with another team as the playoffs start to come?
It's amazing. You know, it's like a dream come true. First game of my career could possibly be in the playoffs. So I'm just excited and ready for my opportunity.
What do you know about Deuce Staley? You know, go back to that pre-draft process. What did you get to learn about him, and what time have you spent with him since you arrived here?
Yeah, he's a great coach. I met him at the combine. We got to talk there a little bit, and just getting to know him more. He's a really cool guy, really down to earth, and he gets stuff communicated to you, and he really explains it well.
What are the next couple of days going to be like for you, trying to get up to speed so that if you are, asked of any kind of role for this Sunday, that you'll be able to help out?
Just trying to focus, learning to play as much as I can, learning the game plan as much as I can, and most of the stuff is stuff I've done before. It's just different terminology. So just trying to get all that down, and I'll be ready.
Yeah. So just as far as that goes, how similar is this offense to what you were in?
It's the same runs and stuff. Some of the other stuff is a little different, but for the most part, it's everything I've done before. It's nothing brand new.
How proud were you of the effort of all the corners last Sunday, even though you had to come out, but with Jalen out, Ronald obviously out, guys like cre'von stepping up, you working in there, it was almost like a seamless transition to make sure there was no drop-off.
I'm very proud, but I'm not surprised. This group has a lot of experience. So, like, when someone goes down, you put the next man in, he's been there before. You don't have to worry about him being nervous or scared, or not knowing anything because they've been there before. So that's the good thing about this group in the back end. If anyone goes down, you got guys with experience who can come in and help out.
Even though you guys are young, how important is it that last year for you especially, that you got that seasoning, that you got that experience, so that as you went into this final month of must-win games and you prepare for a wild card showdown with Seattle, that, it's nothing new, like you said?
Yeah, it's nothing new. Just being able to, being versatile, moving around, like last year, definitely last year, being able to move around and, make it to the postseason. Then this year, moving around and make it to the postseason again. So it's kind of like you said, you're not really comfortable in the spot, but you're very familiar in every spot. So, that's a good thing. If you're familiar in every spot, you got guys that can play in different positions and, be able to help out on the team.
Is that a challenge for you, though? That you can't just say, all right, I know I'm going to be the nickel this week, and boom, I could fixate on that. It could be nickel, you could be moved to the outside, that, you could be thrust into a number of roles come Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely not easy, because, your mind is at nickel, and then next week you're at corner, and then next week you're at safety. So it's just like a circle, but what I say is, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So the more you learn, the more you know, the better you are. So, not saying that it's bad playing one position, because if you get comfortable in one position, that's very, very good. You can be dominant at it. But I'm just doing anything to help the team in many ways. So wherever they need me to play, I'm definitely playing.
Has it made you a better player? Would you say has it allowed you to accelerate your development that much quicker?
Yeah, it definitely have. It made me learn the game faster. Just playing different positions, so what this position doing. So when you're in another position, you kind of know where that guy is going to be. You know where this guy is going to be at that time, not just knowing where you at. So,
do you and Dallas spend time talking about the opportunity that's ahead, that you two as second-year players, young guys, really have a chance to make your stamp and help this team fulfill the goals, eventually, win it and make a nice run here in the playoffs?
When we get home, we don't really talk football. Yeah, it's kind of like what you want to eat or a TV show you want to watch or something like that. Kind of try to get away from football because it's definitely our job, 24/7 thing, something we love, but it's always a good time to, step away from it when you get the chance. So when we go home, we really we might talk about it in the car ride home, but once we get in the house, it's all fun and games. You playing board games or something, get your mind off of it. So,
when you found out that it was going to be Seattle, what were your initial thoughts?
Just another like a rematch. We had to play them in the regular season, good game, close game. So we got a chance to get revenge ourselves and be able to try to come out with a win this time.
Russell Wilson wasn't really sharp in that first game. I think he had 200 passing yards. The D-line got him down 6 times in the ball game. Do you go into it knowing that this is a playoff-tested, Super Bowl-winning quarterback who you can't expect him to make those types of mistakes once again?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You don't expect nobody to make mistakes, definitely in the playoff games. Everybody's coming and bringing their best. And, we got an advantage at our home field. We got our crowd, so that'd be pretty fun to play in, and definitely probably for the people that's watching, pretty fun to watch.
The thoughts of Marshawn Lynch being in the backfield wasn't there obviously for the first meeting, so how does that change the game plan or the element of what they bring to the table?
You just got a big back that can, that always falls forward now. And, I've been watching Marshawn Lynch since I was young. It'd be my first time playing against him. Be pretty dope, pretty cool guy.
That's the thing, because when you watch these guys on TV, and now it's like, wait a second, you're right across.
Now you're right across playing against him, so like I said, pretty dope. But, like I said, you fall forward, big back, you just got to get him down, stop him in his track, don't let him get going.
Is it tough because it's a run-first mentality that they're going to try to establish it, but at the same time, they've got Lockett to go deep. They got Metcalf, who's a big, vertical threat that they're going to take their deep shots, but just because of their nature, that's going to be run. You just don't know when that play-action pass, that trick play, or that shot play is going to come.
Yeah, you just got to stay ready. As long as you're ready, you'll be able to succeed in positions and times like that. Definitely run first, establish a run. From the backfield and the quarterback legs, he can run as well. So, we just got to contain both of them. And then when they throw the ball up, you got to be able to make plays.
What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like at the Link on Sunday?
It's going to be electric, and I know it's going to be crazy. I was here during the Super Bowl year, and every playoff game was nuts, so I already know how it's definitely going to be jumping.
Greg, Carson was talking earlier today about your knack for getting open against zone coverage. As he said, he thinks the quarterback background has helped you a lot in that respect. Is that true? As far as understanding the zones and finding the spots in it?
Yeah, definitely. Whenever you see a coverage and learning how to run a route, it's with a certain, I would say the cue of the game, man. You got to understand zones, you got to understand the timing, and it's just on certain plays, man. Him talk about them, and we go to the sideline and we make adjustments if we need to.
It seems like the bigger the game, the bigger the moments, the bigger the play you tend to make. Why is that? Just going back to last Sunday's win over the Giants and key pass breakups, the no tackle for no gain against Barkley. Why does that seem to be the case?
For me, man, just when my number called is just to be ready to go and be ready to answer the bell. We all have roles that we have to play, and you don't want to be that guy when your number called. In, like you say, big time games, big time moments, and not be able to answer the bell. So in my case, I wanted to be well prepared and know my stuff. So when I'm out there, I can just have fun, fly around, and make plays.
I just think back to last year when you came here. It seemed like you obviously made a huge change for the secondary down the stretch. You go to that Saints playoff game, you had the interception against Drew Brees. It just seems like you have a knack for doing this time and time again.
For me, man, it's not letting the moment get too big. Just to continue to stay grounded, continue to prep, believe in my preparation, and don't chase plays, just let the plays come to me.
Was this what you worked for when you were going through the rehab and battling back from the foot injury to be ready for this moment, for a chance to help the team here in the playoffs?
I was ready to. I was really working to just get back with the guys, and it didn't matter what game, whether it was regular season or playoffs. I just needed to make sure that I was ready and I could be able to produce. So that's one thing that was big for me, and just taking it step by step, not trying to rush it, not trying to get out there too fast. Kind of just listen to the trainers and just trust the protocol.
How important was it that with the injuries you guys had in the backfield there, that you were out there, Sewell's out there, Sidney's out there, Max was out there. You guys battled and there wasn't a huge drop-off, even though you guys lost Mills, you didn't have Darby out there.
At the end of the day, it's going on 2 years running. Well, the 2 years I've been here, we always been next man up mentality. So I think everybody in the DB room has their head on straight as far as knowing when their number is called, how to approach the game and how to prepare. So when your number is called, you can go out there and be successful at it. So I think we do a pretty good job of that. I think we help each other along the way. And with that being said, I think we just always well prepared.
What was your reaction when you found out it was going to be Seattle in the wild card round?
It really doesn't matter. We was just focusing on us, focusing on going 1-0, and we did, getting that W. And whoever it was, whether it was San Fran or the Seattle Seahawks, we was going to come ready to go.
You know that they're going to bring the run. That's going to be the thing they're going to try to establish. How tough is that as a defensive back, knowing that at some point there's going to be a trick play, there's going to be a shot play, there's going to be the play action. But for the most part, you have to be ready for whether it's Lynch, whether it's Homer, the rookie, whether it's Wilson himself with his legs trying to beat you on the ground.
It's playoffs now, so it's definitely a different ball game. You got to be, like you said, ready for everything: trick plays, run, pass, and just knowing that you have that in the alley, like as far as coming from other teams. Like, you know you're going to get the trick plays, you know you're going to get the run. So you just, you can't prepare for the trick plays. You just kind of got to have that in the back of your mind and just be where your feet are. Like I said earlier, not chase plays and just let the plays come to you and believe in your eyes, you know what I'm saying? Believe in your technique and believe in the coaching. And then whatever Jim call up, and we go out there and execute it.
As you guys go through the game film, how much are you looking back to that Week 12 matchup to try to, figure out what worked then and what you can apply for this meeting?
I would say just to continue to fly around, bring the energy, have faith in one another, and just lay it all out on the line. Now we're in the postseason where it's win or go home. So at the end of the day, that's in the back of our head. So, this week we're trying to go 1-0. We ain't trying to go home. We're trying to rev the engine up and keep it going.
You guys didn't have a home playoff game last year.
Exactly.
What do you think that's going to be like on Sunday?
Oh man, it's going to be different. Our fans is crazy. We know how they can get. They play a big role, big part in bringing the energy on Sundays, and we needed them to do the same this Sunday, coming out, just being loud, being full of energy, and that allow us to bring out our energy and, kind of it go hands in hand.
It's a little bit more difficult because they've been such a run-heavy team this year with Chris Carson and Rashad Penny. Those guys aren't there anymore, and you got new bodies. Everybody knows Marshawn, but he hasn't been there. Travis Homer just started playing. Does that make it more difficult for you guys?
Well, nah, they always had some good backs. I think they got guys that fit their scheme really well. So I think they'll continue to, run their same game plan and keep that scheme of what their offense is as far as running the ball and their run plays. We know what type of runner, obviously, Marshawn is. You know what type of runner Homer is as well. So.
Russell Wilson, he's 4-0 against the Eagles. I guess 3-0 against Jim. At this point, it's a new season, but what does that mean? Is that you try not to think of that or what?
It means nothing.
Yeah, okay.
That's all. It means nothing. That's just in the past. Obviously, we got to do what we got to do this game.
Does he his numbers, his record on the road too is like it's 7-1 on the road and 4-4 at home. What does that mean?
Nothing.
Okay.
It don't mean anything. It's all about this game. You know what I'm saying? The games in the past don't really matter when you got to play this week.
How much does playing at the Link help you guys? There's been, splits, home versus road splits defensively have been pretty drastic. You guys have been lights out at home. What does that environment do for you guys?
Obviously, we got our crowd behind us. When you put that in the aspect, it makes it a lot difficult on offenses. It gets so loud in there, you can't even hear yourself sometimes. So with that ability, it's fantastic, man, to have that advantage going into a game and obviously be a lot more confident.
Deontay, less than a month ago, you're not even here with the team. Now you're helping them in the playoffs. Just what is that like, being able to step up and, have a role here for such a pivotal game?
It's a great opportunity, but for me, my biggest thing is to know my role, put the team first, and and try to help the team as much as I can. But this is a wonderful opportunity. I'm blessed to have it, and I'm thankful to be here.
So take me inside the huddle before your 41-yard reception, because Rob made the great contested catch. I'm sure you guys are feeling juiced, and then all of a sudden the penalty's called, comes back. It was the end of the quarter. So take me through what Doug did during that time, because 1st and 20, a lot of teams might be like, if you feel a setback, that can stall a drive. You guys didn't let that happen. What transpired there from after the penalty was called to when the play was dialed up for you to get the big reception?
For us, we wanted to come out aggressive. It was 17-17 at the time, and this is a big game. It's a big game to get us into the playoffs. So, Coach trusted in the players. He trusted in the play that he called, and as players, we get paid to execute. So that was a big time play.
What is it like, though, when your number's called and the ball's probably coming in your direction? It's got to be hard when you're standing there at the line of scrimmage not to – you have those little tells that give something away, but not to get, overly excited to be like, this ball's about to, come my direction.
It's one of those plays where you just know that you have to be in a certain spot at a certain time, where the quarterback can trust you. And I just wanted to do that, just do my job and know why I was doing my job.
With Carson and that arm, not too many quarterbacks can make that throw. So what's it like when you play with someone who can put the ball anywhere he wants to pretty much at any time?
Yeah, he has a tremendous arm. So for me, I just know that I always have to be alive. I always have to be alive and be ready for him whenever he wants to make plays outside the pocket. So, he's that caliber type of quarterback.
I love you mentioned trust. How did you develop it with him in such a short amount of time?
Just practice. It was repetition, just picking his brain about where does he want me to be at on certain routes and the depth and stuff like that. So just picking his brain so that he knows that I'll be at that certain spot at a certain time.
At the same time, you were on scout team. So how many reps were you really getting with him to be able to develop that chemistry?
It was just practice last week, After every play, I asked him, "Was that good? Where do you? Is there anything I can do better?" He'd break it down to me. So that's where we went.
Just take me through mentally. What's it like for you as someone who, like I said, wasn't here a month ago? Previous stops, no playoff experience. That this Sunday you're going to be making your playoff debut.
It's been a long journey, but God is good, and I just got to be ready for my number when it's called.
Is there a way that saying is almost like manifested itself in just the way you prepare or anything you do on the day-to-day basis?
Oh, yeah. Daily, I prepare each and every day, Each morning I come in here to do some stuff after practice, My dad told me when I was young, he said, first one in, be the last one out. So, yeah. I just try to take that to heart.
So you said you read the book when it was tough earlier this season. You read the book, The Gratitude Formula. Mm-hmm. How'd you find out about that? Or
actually, it was at my house. The book was in my house, and
really?
I think maybe my mama gave it to me or something.
Okay.
But I had read a couple books, and then I saw that one there, and it was shorter than the other one. So I was like, let me try this one first, and then I was like, dang, I'm really glad that I read that one because it really helped me a lot.
How did it help you?
Just mindset-wise, as far as. Just waking up each morning and just being grateful for my opportunities because, you never know. People are always in a worse situation than you, so you just got to be grateful for where you are.
Yeah. What exactly do you say, you think about being grateful for?
Just a lot of things, everything. Health, just being in the position that I am because not many people are.
Even though you guys just played 5-6 weeks ago, this offense is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
The chemistry, the cohesion, you guys seem to be much more in sync. How much is that going to help you guys as you prepare for the rematch this year?
I think it's going to help us a lot. Like you said, we've been getting into kind of a groove, it's huge for us to have this fourth straight going into the playoffs. So I feel like we've already been in playoff mode the last 4 weeks anyway. So, this is just another game for us. We're just going to prepare the same way we've been preparing and go out there and do our jobs.
The Seattle defense is known for being aggressive, especially with some talented linebackers. What kind of challenge will that present for you guys?
It's going to be a challenge each and every week, but I feel like if we really execute and hold on to the little things and the details that we need to do, then I think we'll get the job done.
Has there been any special messages that Coach or maybe Carson has given to you guys as you prepare for this playoff game, or is it business as usual because of the fact you guys have been in playoff mode for the last month?
It's just business as usual, like you said. Finally, like kind of the slate's wiped clean, so it's like everybody's 0-0. So, I mean, we just going out there ready, trying to get win number one.
Josh, what was the importance for you of the development Wednesday and Fridays?
It was huge, just getting out there and just working on the things that you're not necessarily as good at in your game, and just being able to go out there and work on my blocking, work on my footwork, work on my hand placement. I think it was real beneficial.
Obviously, before you were getting a lot of playing time, you were running scout team stuff. So were those development periods really the chance for you to work on your game as opposed to scout team?
Yeah, like going against Malk each and every day, all routes each and every day. I feel like it definitely helped me get better. Going against the one defense, you're always going to get better. We have a great D-line, so, your hand's not in the right place. BG going to put you in the backfield, so you just kind of got to keep grinding it out each and every day. And I think that really helped me get better.
If Zach is not able to go or if he's limited, how important was last week showing that you guys can put up 400 yards of offense and produce 34 points even without him on the field?
I think it's huge. I think it just helps build the confidence around the locker room, even with the quarterback with Carson. I feel like he trusts us a little more because just going out there and be able to make plays for him, I think it's going to be huge.